Out of Japan, the country is said to have its first ever female prime minister. Just moments ago, Sanae Takaichi won the ruling Conservative Party leadership election. These are live pictures from Tokyo where you can see her on stage. She has been speaking. Let's go live to our Tokyo correspondent, Shaima Khalil. A history-making moment here for Japan, as the country is said to have its first ever female prime minister, a moment many Japanese people, especially women, thought would never come. Sanae Takaichi has run for the leadership of the ruling party before, but she hadn't won. This year, it was her time in the limelight. She has long admired Britain's first female prime minister, the late Margaret Thatcher, and now she's closer than ever to fulfilling that Iron Lady ambition. She spoke after the announcement of her victory, saying, "A new era has come to the LDP. One could argue that a new era has come to Japanese politics, which has never had a woman leader in its history." She also said, "We need to change the LDP so people's anxiety turns to hope," referring to the difficult times Japanese households have been facing, especially the cost of living crisis, stagnant economy, and stagnant wages. One statement that stood out, "I'm getting rid of the word work-life balance because I plan to work very hard and I want everyone around me to work very hard." She added, "My happiness is overshadowed by the responsibility that I now have." Indeed, it is a big responsibility for the new LDP leader, who is likely, not automatically, but likely to be confirmed by Parliament. She must unite a fractured party and restore public trust in the LDP, which has ruled Japan for most of its post-war era, but has been marred by scandals and two humiliating defeats that cost them control of both houses of parliament. Ms. Takaichi may be the first ever female prime minister in a sea of men who dominate Japanese politics, but many women voters say they don't see her as a sign of progress, as she is a staunch conservative. For example, she has long opposed legislation allowing women to keep their maiden name after marriage, saying it goes against tradition. She is also against same-sex marriage and has not changed her stance. During this campaign, she softened her tone slightly on women's issues, saying she would work to reduce childcare costs so women can work and care for their children. The LDP veteran is a protege of the late Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. She is hawkish on security and wants to revise Japan's pacifist constitution. Expect friction on that front. She is also a regular visitor to the controversial Yasukuni Shrine, where Japan's war dead, including convicted war criminals, are buried. So yes, she is a controversial figure. But right now, Japan is set to have its first ever female prime minister. And that, in itself, is a historic moment. She's also a regular visitor of the controversial Yasukuni Shrine, where the Japan's war dead are buried, but also convicted war criminals. So she is a controversial figure. But right now, Japan is set to have its first ever female prime minister, and that in itself is a historical moment.